welcome to another stream. All right, let's put some music on just so it's not so bland. I guess we'll do that. All right. Comments. All right. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Today we're going to talk about Clone Wars Volume 2. So, yeah. Hopefully you've seen it if you care about spoilers and that. Hello, Andrew. All right. But first, there's a few things I want to go over before getting into Clone Wars. So, yeah. So first things first. I will be live streaming next Wednesday at the same time. I'm going to be starting. We're just going to watch the behind the scenes stuff for the Star Wars movies. So we're going to start with The Phantom Menace, and we'll just go through the 6 movies. I think that'll be a fun little thing to do. We'll probably watch. It'll probably be a couple streams per movie, because it's at least I think a couple hours per movie of stuff. But so we'll be doing that. As for videos that I've got, I had the Doug video come out earlier today, so feel free to watch that after this stream. And tomorrow will be another episode of Adventures in Collecting, so you can and then Star Wars Celebration is this weekend, and so I'll be making videos on announcements from Star Wars Celebration, but there isn't a whole lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to from Celebration, but there will be Mando and Grogu news, and we can see how big of a train wreck that's probably going to be. Oh, and the New Rebellion book review will be out Friday, so you can look forward to that if you are interested in watching Star Wars book reviews. And as always, May's next month, and May's going to be Revenge of the Sith month, so I'm doing a lot of Revenge of the Sith related videos, live stream stuff, all sorts of stuff. It'll be fun. Got a stream coming out on the 19th to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. There will be guests on that stream. So you can look forward to that. All right, enough of that. Let's see these comments first. Will those be from the DVDs or the Blu-ray? Probably the DVDs. But if there's any difference on the Blu-rays, I'll try and get them all, so we can watch them all. Because but yeah, it'll probably mostly be from the DVDs. So yeah, that'll be fun. We'll probably watch some, and then at the end of the stream we'll discuss some of the stuff or that, or maybe we'll just go throughout. I don't know, but yeah, I think that'll be fun. Intrigued what you thought about the New Rebellion. I will save what I thought about it for the review, but I'll give you a little taste. I didn't hate the book, so that's good. That's good, so yeah. All right, on to Clone Wars Volume 2. So, all right. Well, first up, this it began with the ARC troopers rescuing the Jedi on High Pori, or basically where Volume 1 ended. So that was pretty cool. And then Anakin getting knighted, which is pretty cool. Then there is a montage of Anakin basically just aiding various Jedi across the galaxy, excelling as a Jedi Knight. Obi-Wan and Anakin go to Nelvon in search of Grievous. Meanwhile, on Coruscant, it gets attacked. It's part of their plan. They lead the Republic out to the Outer Rim, and so the Coruscant troops are thinned, and then they send an all-out attack, to kidnap Chancellor Palpatine. Back on Nelvon, the Jedi meet the locals, and Anakin helps them with their issue. Back at Coruscant, Mace Windu and Yoda lead the forces on the planet, and Saesee Tiin leads from space. Grievous goes to kidnap Palpatine, and 3 Jedi try to get him to safety, so they're working their way to safety, but General Grievous and his Magna Guards continue to waylay them, and Anakin discovers Skakoans, what Wat Tambor is, experimenting on the Nelvon warriors, and he stops it and brings the Nelvon warriors back to the camp. Although they're deformed, they're turned into big, huge monsters due to the experimenting, and as far as I know, it's they can't change it or fix it. Shaak Ti stays behind to hold off the Magna Guard while the other 2 Jedi take Palpatine to the safety building. It ends with General Grievous kidnapping Chancellor Palpatine, and we see Mace Windu, crush General Grievous's chest, and that's where he gets the cough. And Obi-Wan and Anakin, they get a message from Mace Windu saying Palpatine has been kidnapped and to come to Coruscant immediately. So they leave to go to Coruscant. So it leads right into what we see in Revenge of the Sith, which is pretty cool. So that's Volume 2. It's pretty, it's pretty interesting. In this volume, the episodes they're longer. They spend more time, and there's less storylines. You've really just got what Anakin and Obi-Wan are doing on Nelvon, and then the Coruscant storyline. It's really 2 stories. Yeah, there's a little bit of kind of wrapping up a few things in the beginning, with rescuing the Jedi on Hypori and, knighting Anakin. But once that happens, we get into the bulk of the episodes. So that's interesting. So, yeah, I think it ties in really nicely to the movie. And I think it's cool to see Coruscant get attacked from, in some shape or form, so that's great. The second volume was an improvement on the first. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it more. That's good. Yeah. Yep. General Grievous continues to demonstrate that he's far more lethal in this than in TCW. Yeah. I mean, he kills 2 Jedi in this that we see. Yeah, so it's pretty good. So yeah, and then on Nelvon, with Obi-Wan and Anakin helping the the blue dog people or whatever. That's an interesting storyline, as he, once he goes into the cave, he sees the vision of essentially what it's kind of like what's going to happen to him a little bit, but done in a way that I think is less on the nose, meaning like it doesn't, it's not a cave painting of Anakin doing all this stuff. It's kind of a representation of that. But then yeah, so I think it's done better than in the Clone Wars on the Mortis, where Darth Vader sees the vision of him becoming Darth Vader and all that, because the son is trying to trick him and stuff like that. So I think it's done better in the 2003 Clone Wars, in my opinion. The Anakin sequence was kind of surreal. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Well, yeah, and I believe, to my knowledge, I think this is definitely the first time that we see a Jedi get knighted on screen. I don't know if there might be a book or a comic where we have it in book form or comic book form, but this is definitely the first time on screen that we see a Jedi getting knighted, and I think that's cool. It's a shame that we never saw it in a movie, but I'll take it wherever we can get it. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, they're Jedi Knights, so obviously there would be some ceremony or whatever from Padawan to Knight, I would think. So, yeah. All right. Well, is there anything else that comes to mind about Clone Wars? It's not a whole lot. I mean, it's good. Oh, yeah. There's some, the Battle of Coruscant's pretty cool. You get to see Mace Windu punch droids again. So, yeah. Saesee Tiin. It's kind of cool because Saesee Tiin gets a little moment to shine in this. A character that barely gets to do anything. I mean, he's in the background for the movies, and then he gets killed by Palpatine. But yeah, so he leads the forces in space, and then you have that scene where he and a bunch of troopers, they jump on a separatist ship and take it over. I certainly don't recall a Jedi being knighted in the EU, but I haven't read them all. Yeah. What book was that? There was a book where there was a ceremony, but I think it's more of a graduation ceremony. What was it? Was it Darksaber? Might have been Darksaber, where Kip and Dorsk 81, where they graduate, I think, is how and they become Jedi Knights, I guess. But yeah, so that to me, that's the closest thing that I can think of right now that I've read. But again, there might be a comic book but yeah, I think that was Darksaber. But yeah, so yeah. All right. Well, not a whole lot to talk about, I think, unless I'm forgetting anything major. I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because with the stories being, more focused on just a couple of things, there's less to discuss, because Volume 1, there was all these separate little stories that you could talk about. But yeah, I feel like, yeah. Well, I think that's all I've got on Clone Wars Volume 2. Oh, I got a comment. I'll have to read Darksaber. I'll have to reread it. You haven't read it for quite a while. You'll have to reread it. Um, yeah. I think it was Darksaber because yes, I think it. Yes, it is Darksaber because that would make sense. Yeah, I think that was one of the few bits in that book that I actually liked because we weren't wasting time with Luke and Callista going on their little gallivanting waste of time trip. Yeah, that's what I meant. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, definitely something that I would love to see in a movie, but you know, given the current state of Star Wars in the hands of Disney, probably not because they'll mess it up. So that ship has sailed, unfortunately. But yeah, Clone Wars is pretty good. I kind of consider it more of a movie than like a TV show. Because if you just watch volumes 1 and 2 together, you know it's like a little over 2 hours, 2 hours 15 minutes, something like that. And I think you could easily watch Attack of the Clones and then watch Clone Wars volumes 1 and 2, and then watch Revenge of the Sith, and you've kind of got a good little chunk of Clone Wars stuff. But yeah, I mean yeah. But I think the Clone Wars is a good concept for a TV show. There's a lot of stories that you could tell. We don't have to solely focus on Obi-Wan and Anakin. We could focus on a bunch of other characters, which is good. And I think that's one of the good things that TCW does, is that we're not just focusing solely on Obi-Wan and Anakin. We, occasionally you get a Kit Fisto episode or a Yoda episode, or we get to see what the bounty hunters are doing or what the bad guys are doing. So I like, that's probably one of my favorite aspects of TCW is, we don't have to always follow, Obi-Wan and Anakin. I have to say that I prefer TCW to the 2003 version. That's not surprising considering that you didn't enjoy Volume 1 very much. So, hey, that's fine, Some people like that. Some people like 03 better. It's personal preference. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Well, I think I've talked about Clone Wars. Not missing anything else. So, yeah. All right. Okay. Well, so yeah, and just as a reminder, I will be live streaming next Wednesday, and we will be watching the Phantom Menace bonus features, behind the scenes and stuff like that, deleted scenes and all that stuff. I don't know if we'll watch it all, but yeah, we'll see. But at least we'll watch a chunk of it and then talk about it. So yeah, you can look forward to that. Yeah, and then maybe the following live stream might be continuation of that. So yeah, all right. Well, so until then, yeah. Well, yeah, I've got a few videos to watch on the channel. If you haven't watched the videos, I got a Dave Filoni video. I've got a Doug video. Yeah, it's good stuff. Continuing that Alien video series that I like to make. So, yeah, I've got another toy video in the that should be out next week on the Attack of the Clones. So you can look forward to that if you're into Star Wars toys. Yeah. All right. So thanks to everyone who watched. And thank you to Andrew for commenting, as always. You help make these live streams a little bit less just me talking, to nobody. So at least there's, a little bit of a discussion through the comments. So that's good. Yeah. All right. Until next week. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.